Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome once again to the Big Time Show, Unexpected Time. I said I would come on tomorrow, but I can't hold it, so here I am. What's going on, everybody? Listen, as you come in, I hope that you would share. Hope that you would hit the like button as well as you come in. On today, we're going to talk very quickly. It won't be with you long at all. We're going to talk real quickly about what we saw last night and catch your vibe. You know, what is your vibe telling you right now about our beloved Dallas Cowboys as we are getting extremely close to the Philadelphia Eagles on September the 4th. It'll be here. Today is the 17th. We will have to get on the airplane, fly to Philly, and and it's getting real close. And there are still, after last night, it's still some major questions, at least from my view, that I believe that is going on. Listen, I hope that you would share, hit the like button. By now, you already should know, for most of you that have been with me, if you're on YouTube, you can hit that super chat button. Once you do that, whatever comment you may have, I promise you I will stop and read it real quick. Also, if you're on Facebook, you can use those stars. If you're on Twitter, there's a ticker down there, as you can see on your screen. If you want to contribute, that is not a requirement, but if you want to, you can use $ the Big Time Show, $ the Big Time Show, where you can contribute that way. If not, everybody can contribute by hitting that like button, though. I need everybody to hit that like button, if you don't mind. Appreciate all you people that are showing up for me right now. It's good to see you tonight. I will not be long. Know all my content brothers are probably coming on tonight or tomorrow. Just want to get this out real quick, and I'll let you guys go on for that. Hey, let me speak to a couple people. Hey, Jason Chapel, how you doing, man? What's going on? Chuck B, what up with you? Appreciate you popping in on me. Bella's World, okay? Don't know who you are, but appreciate you. Thank you for popping in on me tonight. So far, these are the only people that have spoken, and I want to say hello to all you on TikTok. Has been hadn't seen you guys in a minute. I don't know why I'm going through the things that I'm going through on TikTok when I can talk on TikTok, and I can do that, and I don't know, but I'm live right now on TikTok. What's going on? Gloria Woodard, how you doing? I see you on TikTok. That's the only name I see. I see a few people have joined on there tonight. So whoever's on here, appreciate you. TikTok, if you comment, I can see your comments as well. So I appreciate you guys popping in on your boy on tonight. Listen, let's go ahead and talk about it real quick about the game on yesterday. Hey, Justin. What up, Brian Thompson? I see you. Thank all y'all for popping in on your boy tonight. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really want to see what y'all think, to be honest with you. I only got really one or two things, because if I said that it's the preseason in the first week, then I have to say the same thing this week about it. It's the preseason. As most of you know, a lot of our starters are not playing, et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of hard to judge the team as a whole, the team at what's it going to be. I'm sorry, you can't really judge it because we're not going out there with a loaded gun. These are the backups that are playing, third and fourth string guys who are eventually going to get cut. There are some guys that are playing that will be contributors this year, and I guess you can, start to make a little judgment on them. But it's hard to say, no projections on what we think the Cowboys are going to be, how they going. We don't know because we haven't seen anything. It's just hard. So I cannot do that. I'm sorry if that's what y'all are looking for. I cannot. I just can't. However, based off what I have seen, all right, based off what I have seen, this is what I will say. And if you want to call this as a judgment, so be it. Based off what I've seen, here's my first point. We better stay healthy. Because if this is what our depth is, we in trouble. We need to have a prayer meeting right now. We do. That's what I looked at. I'm not saying this is what the Cowboys are gonna do, but in particular, our quarterback position. If they are so gung-ho on Joe Milton being number 2 or not telling the truth and trying to force something that, trying to force a number 2 guy out of Joe Milton, and if this is what it is, then, ladies and gentlemen, we better pray that Dak Prescott stays completely healthy for the whole year. That's all I'm going to say. Because I will say this, based off 2 games, based off almost, hey, Jay, appreciate you popping in, based off of how many quarters has Joe played now? And all the practice time plus the 2 games, that's at least minimum. He played 3 quarters the first game, and then he played 3 quarters again. So that's 6 quarters of football. He done threw the ball 1 million times. I mean, come on. That ain't even counting what he's done in practice. So we got some tape on him. And if this is what it is, we better pray right now. We need to pray. We need to find Dak Prescott wherever he is. I need some. Y'all forgive me, but y'all know, most of y'all know I'm an assistant pastor and I'm a preacher. So forgive me for using the church analogy. We need to go find Dak and find some missionaries and just douse anointed oil on his head and just lay hands on him and pray that his health will be restored week by week. We need to pray that his ankles gain more strength. we need to pray that his back does not fall out when he get hit and then he goes down, because if this car has to get turned over to Joe Milton, we're in trouble. So, in other words, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you Joe Milton fans that jumped on the bandwagon like the same way y'all did Trey Lance, I'm sorry, Joe ain't ready. I'm not saying he can't get ready, but as of right now, Joe ain't ready. Look, I don't care nothing about him being, y'all know y'all go crazy over little stuff. I don't care about none of him being 6'4". I don't care nothing about him being 230. I don't care nothing about him having a rocket arm. Look, he got a rocket arm, but he don't know where it's going. And in the NFL, you got to know where it's going. So I could care less about him throwing the ball 80 yards down the field. I could care less about him. He's a pure athlete. I could care less. He's young. He has not played football. He didn't play it in New England. Everybody going crazy over there. One game. Everybody shout one. One game that he had in New England that he looked decent in. He hadn't started nothing. He didn't hardly even play at Tennessee. He's not played a lot of football as far as starting and all that type of stuff. He stares receivers down. He don't know how to look off defense. The truth of the matter is, at this point, he does not know how to read coverage. I'm sorry if y'all like Joe Milton. I'm sorry if y'all bit that apple and thought that it was right. Guess what? He's not ready. And guess what? One more preseason game against Atlanta is not going to change that. He might play a little bit better against Atlanta, but even if he does, he is not ready to take the keys. So if I want to gain anything out of that, I'm not saying he's sorry. I'm just saying, there's a question that could be answered. I don't know at this point last year who was better, Joe Milton or Trey Lance. I don't know. There ain't no real separation. Trust me. He's not what everybody thinking he is. Joe Milton is not that. He's not. And the quicker that you guys admit that, the quicker that we say that, the quicker that we admit that, the quicker we'll just say, listen, we better pray over Dak Prescott that he stays healthy. The truth to me now, and at the time when Grier comes into play, Will is in there with guys who are obviously not making this team. I mean, I saw Son Richards out there with Will. Son Richards will make the team, but I mean, let's just be honest. Most of those linemen won't even make the practice squad. So it's kind of unfair to judge Will Grier, but because I've seen Will play in previous years, I've seen him even play in preseason in previous years, and the little bit that he has come in and played. This is just me. It don't have to be you. You don't have to agree with me. You have your own opinion. You have your own eyes. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just telling you what I see. And I can line up 20 people, and all of us are gonna see it differently. So there's no right or wrong answer. But to me, look, Will Grier is a better quarterback at this point in time than Joe Milton. To me. So to me, I would feel more comfortable with Will being our number 2. I would. You may feel comfortable with Joe. I'm not arguing the point. I'm just saying, based off what I've seen previous years, he has experience. Joe is very limited in his starts in the NFL. Very limited. He ain't even started 5 games total in his career. Yes, he's an athlete. Yes, he can do all that. I give him credit. Yes. But he's not ready to play. So based off what I've seen so far, that's my observation that Dak Prescott better stay healthy. All right. Hey Shane, I see you. Shane says, my question is why are the cornerbacks giving the wide receiver so much room to play with? I'm not gonna read too much of that, Shane. Only reason why I say that is because it's just true. Both sides of the ball are vanilla, and they're not. I mean, for instance, if you remember the first game, I believe the first game, if you remember at the goal line, do you understand we weren't even in a goal line defense? We was in a 4-3 at the 1 yard line. I mean, the defensive whole line spread out. In goal line, you usually pack things up. They didn't even do that. So when we start talking about coverage, it's nothing new on it. It's a whole lot of man-to-man. There were some zone things that they did do, but most of it's man-to-man that we've seen, and they gave cushion on that. Eberflus changed on that, regular season, but we're not going to know that until beginning on that Thursday night. So I really wouldn't read into alignments and stuff like that. The only thing, since you got me there with the cornerback, and Booth disappointed a lot of Cowboy fans last night. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And y'all saying, how in the world did he got a pick 6? That's why he disappointed. Because he made a play. A lot of times when we start talking about Booth, it's all negative. It's rare when you can say anything positive about Booth. I mean, it's rare. I don't remember saying anything positive about him until just now. That he made a play, he made a pick 6, he was there and he made the play. He took it to the house. And a lot of us were saying, like, I know I said it in my last show. He shouldn't even got on the airplane. And then when I heard his interview, I mean, he's a confident young man. He really is. Booth is a very confident young man and borderline cocky. And he made the play. And I give credit to him. I can't talk about him like a dog then when he do right and not say nothing good about him. He made a great play. And hey, I believe that I believe the Cowboys probably were going to keep him anyway because the room is so thin. I mean, I think Booth was going to make the team anyway. I mean, I just don't want him on the team myself. I don't. But he's probably going to make the team despite him getting his brains kicked in, despite him falling all over the place, all that. He's still going to make the team. But he helped himself. Okay? He helped himself. And, hey, who knows? Might be the start or something. I don't know. I don't know. But I'll just say that. Now, I will say this. Again, if y'all noticed yesterday, appreciate all y'all. Y'all hit that like button. See my brother in the house, Easy Edwards in the building. What's up? Appreciate you popping in on me, bro. If this is a lot of the guys you saw that were getting ran on last night, and boy, did we get ran on again. So again, that age-old question is still in play. Can we stop the run? You can't judge nothing yet because we have not seen the defense play. I'm sorry. You just can't. However, on the defensive tackle position, there are some guys that will be playing in Philadelphia on that Thursday night. They played last night, and they got ran on easily, I may add. And so again, we may need to do more than that. We need to call in OC, and that's if they can stop it. We need to call Mozzie. We need to call Solomon Thomas. We need to call in Turner. We need to call in the kid from UCLA and just have a big prayer meeting and just pray that they stay healthy. Because if this, and look, man, I'm good, Easy, man. Appreciate you, man. Listen, if this is what the depth is, some of these guys will be. Happy birthday to you, Will Sewell 13. Happy birthday. Listen, if some of these guys are considered the depth that will be the depth of this team this year, then what you and I better do, and now I understand why they ain't playing. Because we can't afford no injury. If this is what we're getting ready to roll with to Philadelphia, some of them guys gonna make it. The Perion Winfrey's, the kid from UCLA, these guys will be on the main roster. So which means these guys are part of the rotational piece. So you can judge them. Yeah, you can judge them. You can judge them getting blowed off the ball 3-4 yards, and every time Baltimore ran the ball, they got 5-6 yards. You can judge that. And now when we go to Philadelphia, your hope is that some of these guys don't hit the field too much. That's your hope. I mean, I'm serious. After that, this is really my takeaway, y'all. I'm really done for the night. I'm gonna let y'all go on and enjoy the rest of your evening. This really it. Based off the first 2 preseason games, I can sum it up in one sentence. We better pray that our starters can stay healthy. That's it. That's it. That's it. I mean, I'm serious. We ain't never concentrated on defensive line as a whole anyway, completely. We always get edge rushers, but when we start talking about solid run defenders and some guys in the middle, 1 techs and better 3 techs, and I mean, look, we ain't done it, and it looked like we about to roll into this next year with the same old questions. We just hoping. You see what I'm saying? And unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm excited about playing Philadelphia because what's going to happen in Philadelphia is that we either going to step up or we're going to get incredibly exposed in the very first game of the year. The Philadelphia Eagles do have the best offensive line in football, and they have the best running back last year in football, 2,000-yard running back, and they have a quarterback that can run the ball as well. So if we can't stop the run, trust me, Philadelphia is going to try to expose that. It just ain't no question. We're going to find out real quick. Oh, there's no doubt. So I've already got some answers from some of our defensive tackles and line as a whole. See, I ain't seen Sam Williams play much. I haven't seen Michael. If Michael's playing, which I sincerely believe he will, I haven't seen Nealon play yet. I haven't seen Solomon Thomas really play yet. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to, project. But I can look at our depth, and I can say right now, based off these two games, that we better hope that OC and Mozzie they look, our starters, both offense and defense, they better come out gunning. That's all I'm gonna say. Because if they come out looking like this, we're in trouble. Let me go to that real quick, because I'm flowing now. Second game in a row. Second game starting off extremely flat. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up, as I said on the other day, is because when I look at the practices, the little clips that we've seen from the practices, when I see and hear from Coach Schottenheimer in his press conferences leading up to the games, one of the things that obviously all of you and myself have noticed is the energy that they have in practice, and the college football type feel and vibe that they have is enthusiasm with the coaching staff, with the players, with everybody. And it seemed like they should be ready to go, ready to play. The way that they come out so flat, that ain't kind of what we were thinking. And, I understand it's backups playing, but even it seemed to me that they, out of all people, should be ready to go and play because they're trying to fight for jobs. So the enthusiasm and the attention to detail and the intensity level for some of them, well, a lot of them, should be real high because they're fighting for jobs. They're already coming in fighting for, look, to be honest with you, look, when you go down the roster of the Cowboys, y'all, I'm talking about the 53. If you were to look at this team right now, really, how many people, how many spots are really open? It can't be no more than maybe 4 to 5, maybe, because some of this stuff all automatically is already set. Some of these starters and backups are already in place before training camp started. They're really only about seriously, y'all, think about it. Unless you somebody like Trayshawn Holden, of course. I'll get into him in just a second. Who, you're going to have some of these guys that just going to come straight from the bottom and going to make the team. It always happens like this. There's always, every team has this one or two guys that nobody expected to make the team, and they will make the team. But other than that, man, we really don't have a lot of spots. And so when guys get an opportunity, you expect them to come out with pure energy, pure fire. Man, we done came out so flat. The offense is horrible. Part is because Joe ain't ready. It's hard to call game, but Brian Schottenheimer said it before. You know what I'm saying? Schottenheimer said, hey, our job is to evaluate Joe. He said it, and they're doing it. Say, hey, we want him to sling it around. We want him to throw the ball, et cetera, et cetera. That's what he said, and that's the way they called the game. What's up, Talib? I see you. That's the way they've called the game. They've called it like that. He said it before. He's done exactly what he said. So I'm not really worried about that. It's just that, okay, you got the spotlight, Joe. They calling plays for you. You get to throw the ball. Okay, what you gonna do? So far, not good. It's just the truth. Which gives the receivers a chance to shine. Because that's who he's throwing to, our tight ends, all that type of stuff. Really ain't about the offensive line yet. It's not. However, let me get this out the way, since I just said that. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Booker is the truth, as I said when we drafted him. On the Big Time Show page, I've already shared it with a couple of my groups that I'm in. There's already a film out, scouting the film on Tyler Booker's plays last night, and you will have to see how dominant, and I'm not just throwing the word out. You'll have to see it. And I'll do that. For those of you that are on Facebook, I'm going to do that. I'm going to share that with the Big Time Show Facebook page. I'm not going to share that on YouTube. Those of you that are on YouTube, I'm sorry. If you have a Facebook account, follow the Big Time Show. Okay, it's simple. You'll see my face everywhere and all that type of stuff. Go to Facebook, like it, follow that on there, and then I will share what I got here. It's come from the Football Scout. Some of you may follow him on YouTube. He's broken down already the game from yesterday, and specifically Tyler Booker. And I've already watched it. Let me tell y'all something. Tyler Booker is going to be, he is going to be our next great one. I've already put it down there. I'm saying within 2 years, we talking all definitely Pro Bowl, but of course if he stays in, if he stays healthy. But I'm saying all pro type stuff. You don't believe me? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna put it on. Matter of fact, let me see this. Let me see if I can. I don't want y'all to leave. How can I do this? Don't worry about it. I'll do it. I'm gonna put it on the Big Time Show page. Okay, Facebook page. That way you can click the link and you guys can see it. All right, so do that. Tyler Booker, incredible. I ain't got to say nothing else about that. He's great. I see he don't need to show me nothing else. A lot of y'all complain about him not playing. That's fine. He played now. He got his feet wet. I don't need to see absolutely nothing else. He does not need to play against Atlanta. Unless of course the Cowboys are going to do the dress rehearsal thing. If they're going to do the dress rehearsal thing for let the guys play, a couple series, the first team, then of course he needs to play. But if we're going out with just still trying to look at Joe Milton and trying to figure out Deuce Vaughn and trying to figure out Ryan Flournoy and all these folks, then he don't need to even dress. He's ready to go, y'all. Trust me when I tell you. Once, if you don't believe me, I'm going to share it on the Big Time Show Facebook page. I need all of y'all to look at Booker and his stats. And not his stats, but look at his film and let your eyes do the judgment. He's good to go. No question. Now, that was a bright spot from yesterday. Booker is the truth. All right. So, that's really all, y'all, that I can come up with as a whole is that, hey, West Philly Black. He said, I heard the Cowboys looking at Jameis. I ain't heard that at all. I don't know where you got that from. I don't know. It does make sense though. The Giants, let me say something about that. They got 3 quarterbacks that can play. And it remains to be seen. We know Russell Wilson will start there. Jameis Winston is one that you can, you can depend on as far as the backup goes. And Jameis will get hot sometime. Then of course he'll go cold. But Dart, they love Dart, and Dart, the times that he's come in and played, Dart looks great. So what you're going to have there is Russell Wilson obviously better stay hot because the city is going to start calling for Dart's name with any type of mistake. Any mistake. They're going to try to get Jackson Dart in, and he's young, drafted in the first round. I mean, he's supposed to play. So I will say that. But Jameis Winston, but when you got somebody like Jameis who would be a great quality backup, that makes sense. But West Philly, I don't believe that. Winston is not on Dallas' radar at all. I will say that. Now, one negative, obviously, most of you heard that it looks like Mingo, the wide receiver, messed up his PCL. And if that be the case, he's going to miss a lot of time, possibly the season, possibly. Because even if they say 8 weeks or so, you still got to come back. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Sometimes it takes a little more time to get yourself together, even when they say you could play. So, Mingo, he just can't catch a break. He just can't. He just can't catch a break. That goes all the way back to his Carolina days. He just cannot stay healthy. He just can't. He just can't. And it's unfortunate because this season is obvious that he was going to be dependent upon. He probably was our fourth, I think, Devontae Turpin. I think Turpin is our third wide receiver now. I mean, I thought he was in the first place. I thought Mingo was going to be our fourth. All you keep hearing is great things about Turp. And you knew that was going to happen once they paid him his money. You don't pay a kickoff returner his type of contract. He was going to make the team, Sterling. There wasn't no question about that. He was going to make the team, but I'm talking about being a heavy contributor as our fourth receiver. I think he took over Tolbert's spot, which would have moved Tolbert down to the fifth receiver. I believe Turpin is our third receiver this year. I think so. But since Mingo is gone, what that does do, I don't think there's no question now that it would have been a crime if Trayshawn Holden didn't make this team. It would have been a crime. But I believe since Mingo is gone, will be gone, I do believe that Trayshawn Holden, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is going to make this team, and rightfully so. He's earned it. And Trayshawn Holden needs to be playing, as far as I'm concerned. I ain't saying he's supposed to be our starting wide receiver. No, I'm just saying he should be getting some time on the field because he can flat out play. And he's hungry. And he's a contributor. I believe he needs to play. So I think that's what that does. Now, the question is going to be, he's good. He's going to make the team, Jay. Now, I have no question about that. The question to me in the wide receiver room, if anything, is Tolbert. Brian Broaddus said it like this. He said, one day he'll have a real good practice, and then the next couple of days in a row it'll just be solid. Nothing to, you know what I'm saying? Nothing to shout about, nothing to kill him over, but just whatever. And at this point, Tolbert, everybody's waiting on him to take the next step, but it doesn't seem like he has. So this may be what he is, just a solid receiver. He's not trash. It's just that there was expectation on him. And whatever that expectation was, whether it's from the fans or maybe even the organization, it just happened. You didn't draft him to keep falling down the depth chart. You didn't do that. And so far, if Mingo wouldn't have got hurt yesterday, Mingo had jumped him. Turpin had jumped him. I do know that. You see what I'm saying? So they didn't draft him for him to keep falling, to be the fifth receiver, which is really where he has fallen. Yeah, and I don't know. So he's the wild card. My thing, Tolbert, what he better be. Um, Tolbert is probably gonna have to make his mark on special teams. Oh, I know. No, it's really not Tolbert, Marlon. I see my partner Marlon. It's not Tolbert that I worried about. I know Tolbert gonna make the team anyway. It's Trayshawn Holden that's gonna make this team now. That's who's gonna make the team. That's who's gonna make the team. The you know where the catastrophe is the door open for somebody else. Injury has opened the door for real now for Trayshawn Holden. It's gonna be difficult to. I'm quite sure they were saying like, "Oh my God, we're gonna have to let Trayshawn go." Hopefully, nobody claims him, and then we can sign him to the practice squad. But that whole conversation to me has changed now. I think Trayshawn Holden makes this team now beyond a shadow of doubt, and maybe now Brooks falls into that category as far as hope nobody gets him, and hopefully he'll make come back when we sign him to the practice squad. I think Trayshawn Holden has to make this team, and if he doesn't, it's a crime because he's earned it. That's the one. I'm not worried about Tolbert. Tolbert definitely will make the team. Tolbert was going to make the team anyway. As far as I'm concerned, he was going to make it anyway, even if that meant he had the last wide receiver spot. I wasn't worried about Tolbert. I was more worried about Trayshawn Holden not making his team when it's obvious he should. I think that's been cleared up now with Mingo. And God bless Mingo, who just can't catch a break in his career to be so young. He just can't stay healthy, can't get on the field enough to be a contributor. And the time that he did, the time that he was healthy, he had Cooper Rush as his quarterback. So we never realized, we still got the question mark, and we'll have it this year, about how good Mingo can be because we haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. So that's really all, ladies and gentlemen, listen. That's the major thing that I took away from last night's game. A lot of you just watched it again on NFL Network, the replay. As a whole, offensively and defensively, what I took from it was simple. I'm not worried about us losing and all. I'm not really worried about that. I'm just saying because a lot of those guys will be contributors this season. I did see some guys out there that we're going to be counting on as far as rotational pieces or backups. And if that is the case, y'all, if that is the case, then we better be praying that our boys stay healthy this year. Because I'm not impressed with a lot of our rotational pieces. And considering last year with just all these injuries that we had to play, third string guys and practice squad guys last year. Y'all remember how injured we were last year. Then I'm looking at these guys who I know a lot of these guys probably will make the team. Some of them, a lot of them won't. But there are some guys that, as far as our depth, there are some names that played, okay, that will be ready to be contributors. They will make the 53-man roster. Some of them will suit up for the game. And if they hit the field, then I got to look at the tape, some of this tape from 2 games that I've seen. And from some of them, I'm not impressed at all. I'm praying for our starters to stay healthy. That's all I can take from it. Yeah, they're going to come in spotty and relieve and give somebody a breather and all that. But I'm not impressed. Like right now, I don't know what our receivers can do. Because Joe Milton, I'm praying Dak Prescott stay healthy. I'm just telling you, because Joe ain't ready. I know we got some people here who like Joe, and I like Joe too, but your football eye should be, you know, I mean, what game are you seeing if you saying Joe Milton is ready to play football? He's not. He's not. He's not even close. He's not. He's not even close. And so, I'm convinced that we need to look. We need, and I'm not lying. Well, Sterling is. Hey, Alicia, I'm sorry I ain't seen you in. Thanks for popping in. Listen, I'm not really. See, let me highlight Sterling. In fairness, we can't judge the system yet. We can't. We can't. I appreciate everybody popping in on me, y'all. Thank y'all for all of you guys that are here with me. Those of you that are on TikTok as well. Appreciate all y'all. DJ, what's going on? How y'all doing? What's up, DJ? I see you, man. Thanks for popping in. Listen. See, I know we greedy. We Cowboy fans. I get it. But we can't judge it because starters ain't played. I mean, we really can't do nothing. You can't do it yet. You can't. So it's gonna be different. How much different? I will see. But there's a difference when CD Lamb and Pickens and Dak and you know, our starting line, all those Tyler Smith. It's a difference when they play now compared to what we see on the field now. So we can't judge the system yet because we really don't know what the system is. Schottenheimer was telling the truth. It's going to be vanilla. It's going to be, you know, in a lot of plays. It's just vanilla stuff. And he ain't lying. So, I mean, but based on what he calling, our guys ain't ready. Joe's not ready to play. And so if you are making him the number 2 quarterback and Dak, who stays injured the last few years, if Joe Milton is our bag of quarterback, then I'm not confident in that. I'm not. Based on what I say, oh my goodness. If Joe Milton wins out the number 2 quarterback spot and Dak Prescott has another injury year, or he misses 5, 6, 7, 8 games or whatever, or he gone for the season, we're not confident. I'm not. And that's even if Joe he'll play better if he got CD. You have to change the whole system the way you're going to do it, and I believe Schottenheimer would do that. He knows Joe is inaccurate. He knows Joe don't read the field well. So I can imagine him trying to change up the whole system of his offense by running the ball nonstop. I can see that. They're going to try to brutalize people if Joe Milton is your starting quarterback, which might be a blessing in disguise that you're going to find your running game then. Oh, yes. You won't be no shotgun too much then. I could see that, but I'm not confident if Joe is our starting quarterback based off what I was saying. He's giving me no reason to be confident. I know he's an athlete. I know he got a rocket arm, but he's inaccurate. So you can have a rocket arm all you want. If you don't know where to throw it, it's trouble. He don't know how to put touch on the ball. He knows how to throw a fast ball. He knows how to throw a deep ball. We saw that last night. He finally connected on one. He can do that. All right. So and to be honest with you, I don't have first round expectations on Joe Milton. Joe Milton. Yeah, there's some in here, Angry Cowboy fan, my brother in the building. There's some in here. I'm not going to make that mistake like y'all did Trey Lance. See, Trey Lance was drafted in the first round, and there were first round expectations on him. You had people like my brother here, Kid Cowboy, who thought that Trey Lance was better than that, and all that type of stuff. And was disappointed when he was third quarterback. See what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that to Joe. Joe actually looks like a backup quarterback. I'm just saying. And shame on you, Cowboy fans, who thought that Joe Milton was the Heisman Trophy winner coming in here. That's what the problem is. But when you really contextualize things and see why New England had him where they had him, then you see Joe has not started 5 games in the NFL. He played that one nice game in New England, won. That was it. So Joe looks like a backup quarterback. That's why I've said, me personally, I've seen Will Grier. Will Grier has some experience. Will Grier, don't judge Will Grier. Don't judge Will Grier by the fourth quarter and him even playing with 4 stringers, guys who work at Toys R Us, who won't even make this team at all. Guys who are gonna be working at your local oil change spot. That's where they're gonna be working back at. Gonna be in suits and ties and corporate jobs and all that stuff in a few more weeks. That you can't judge Will off that. But you have to go back and look at Will. Will right now, listen to me. Right now, I'm not saying he's a better athlete than Joe. I'm not saying he got a stronger arm than Joe. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, at this point in his career, Will Grier is a better quarterback than Joe Milton. And that ain't saying a lot, but I'm just saying what it is. Joe not ready, y'all. And they're trying to I see you, Cowboy man. Listen, I'm just calling like it is. Joe is not ready to assume that spot with a quarterback that has been injury prone the last 2 to 3 years. If the keys get turned over to Joe Milton, a whole lot of us are going to be saying this. Let's start scouting now in college football, because Joe Milton is not going to lead us to a lot of wins. Just tell me. Just now, I'm saying. And somebody said in the chat earlier, even though I don't believe it, if somebody said earlier about Jameis Winston, I don't believe that, Jameis Winston is up for trade and all that type of stuff. But, if that's the type of quarterback that you're going to need, somebody with experience. I'm not saying Jameis Winston as, himself. I'm saying that type, in order for me to be confident, somebody that has started multiple games, started a lot of games, somebody that's not spooked out when he goes in, somebody like a Jameis Winston, somebody like, I'm just saying somebody like him as far as resume is concerned. Maybe not the player. I'm not advocating for Jameis Winston to be on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm saying somebody put that in the chat earlier that I think that was West Philly that said the Cowboys looking at Jameis Winston. No, we're not. No, we're not. But that type is what we need. That type. I saw Shedeur Sanders' name. Cleveland is not letting go of Shedeur Sanders. Just quit it. Let's not even get into stuff like that. They're not even gonna let go of Kenny Pickett. They're not gonna let go of those type of things. But let me say this. If we're talking about quarterback this late, all they tell you is they about to throw the towel in on somebody. It's either they saying Joe ain't, we can't do it, or they about to throw the towel in on Will Grier and bring somebody else in. That's what you're saying. You're giving up on one of those guys. So I don't care who it is. Whoever you bring in. If you're bringing somebody in, you're quitting on either Joe or Will. And right now, And that's a tremendous disadvantage for a guy coming in and got to learn another whole new playbook in the hopes of maybe okay, I ain't a Cowboy fan. Hey, they're not getting rid of. They better not get rid of Shador. Yeah, Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, they can't cut Deshaun, man. It's too much money. It's too much of a cap hit. If Deshaun got him by the throat, man. Deshaun can't be cut. They'll put him on some type of injured reserve type thing, but he won't play. But I'm saying, by now, Deshaun Watson should be ready to go. Ready to play. Come on, y'all. I mean, Deshaun been on the sideline last 2 years. He ready. He should be ready to play, but he's on the sideline if you ain't watched Cleveland game. It is. I'm just saying, and when it comes to the Cowboys, Joe Milton is not ready to play. Okay? He's not ready to play. He's not. If you really want the perfect guy to come in, if you were to get somebody, y'all, you know who the perfect quarterback would be? The guy that was in Dallas last night, Cooper Rush. If you were to go trade for somebody, go get the guy who can come right in and probably know the playbook. You'll be very confident with Cooper Rush back here. And you would be somewhat comfortable with him being our number 2 quarterback. Because at least he's won a few games for us. That's who you need to go get. If not, I play the game with y'all. If it's somebody you need to go trade for, and I understand he just signed a big deal with Baltimore, but let's be honest. Baltimore's system is based off of Joshua Dobbs. Good one, ain't Cowboy fan. Baltimore's system is based off of athletic quarterback and Lamar Jackson. They need to go find that type. Cooper Rush is a pocket man. That ain't Baltimore. That's not Baltimore. You have to change your whole playbook if Cooper Rush take over, comparing it to what you do for Lamar Jackson. It's just the truth. Yeah. I like Bennett too. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying if the Cowboys are even looking that way, y'all. See, again, this is what the fan base is saying. Cowboys just saying, look, we need to develop him more. He needs more time. Hey, we're gonna make sure this is what the preseason is all about. He got a lot of snaps. We'll continue to develop him during the season behind Dak, and we'll just take it from there. And maybe in about another 7 months, 7-8 weeks from now, he'll be a better player than what he is right now. I'm just saying that sounds like what the Cowboys would do. And if that's the case, I'm good. I mean, I'm good with it. I mean, they traded for him. They're not going to give up on Joe. If anything, they might send Will packing and bring another quarterback in, but they're not going to give up on Joe. I'm just saying. They're not going to give up. They traded for him. They got to see how this thing works. Look, if they stuck with Trey Lance, they're going to stick with Joe. I mean, you got to use your common sense here. So I'm just speaking of him as being the number 2 quarterback. So ladies say, who you think Will gets to start against? Nope. No, sir. This whole preseason, they said it. No, sir. Will will not get to start this whole preseason. And we have no reason other than to believe it. Schottenheimer said that this is about evaluating Joe Milton. He ain't lying. Joe Milton so far has played 3 quarters in every game. I would suspect that it's going to be the same thing. They got to get this kid as many snaps as possible. And that's what they're going to do. I believe that. I mean, I'm not knocking what they're trying to accomplish either. I'm just saying, based off what we've seen and based off of some people's expectations of Joe Milton, that we better pray for Dak Prescott's health. that he stays healthy, because Joe, as of right now, is not ready. He's not. He's not. And I'm not saying he can't get ready. I'm not saying he can't get better. I'm just saying, as of right now, Joe Milton is not ready to be our number 2 quarterback. He's just not. I trust Will Grier at this point more than I trust Joe Milton. And I'm not saying Will Grier is the all be all. I'm just saying that right now, I believe Will Grier is better than Joe Milton as a quarterback overall. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. See? So let's just call it like it is. If y'all gonna be honest tonight, let's just call it like it is. And we have to really, I'm not trying to be funny, I'm serious. It's some positions we better pray over seriously and pray for the health. We don't need Dak Prescott to go down this year. At least we had Cooper Rush last year. I was okay. I've seen Cooper Rush. I was okay if he started a few games. I was okay with Cooper Rush. I'm not okay at all with the bench or our backup quarterbacks. I'm not okay at all. No confidence. None. I mean, 0 to 10, 0. Cooper Rush there, I'm about a 4, 5, 6 maybe. At least I got that 5, 6 with Cooper Rush. I'm good. I ain't saying Cooper Rush is gonna be a Pro Bowl quarterback, but at least we have evidence that he can get the job done. I ain't got no confidence in Joe Milton. None. Really don't have it in Will. But I believe Will give us a better chance to win than Joe Milton right now. Just telling you the truth. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, it's hard to forecast, and it's preseason. Our starters haven't played. Can't even judge them. We won't be able to judge them until after Thursday night. And really, you really can't really judge them then, y'all. Now, if you're gonna be really an honest analyst playing football, you got to give them at least 4 games before you really say, okay. Because one game you may look like pure trash, and this game you may look like Super Bowl champions. You see what I'm saying? So you get in the middle somewhere. Then you wait for the third game. Then, okay, which team do they look like the most? The one that was lights out, or the one that looked like they ain't turned the lights on? So you got to give it time. And football season is based in kind of like quarters. Every 4 games, okay, let's evaluate where we really are. But this is what I am saying, that something has to break. And I'm saying this because we'll know again Thursday night. There's something that is not no, Kermit, he wasn't. But he played himself into some money, Kermit. You're right. He played like a backup quarterback. He's a backup quarterback. I'll give you that, Kermit. I agree. I am saying this, though, and we won't know this until Thursday night, September the 4th, in Philly. And we're going to find out in the first quarter. Because I do see a pattern that I don't like. I don't like it, and I understand that the starters have not played. I understand, I get it. However, I'm trying to tell y'all, there's a pattern that has developed, and it has already it's shown up 2 weeks in a row. And I'm basing that off of what I've heard. and the same. All of you guys are hooked up with Cowboy groups. All of you guys have seen a lot of the same videos that I've seen. A lot of you guys have seen it. One of the things that I have been most impressed with off season, OTAs, training camp, all the videos that I've seen is the energy level that has been cultivated by Schottenheimer and his coaching staff. The Cowboys, prior to practice and in practice, it looks and gives the feel of a college football atmosphere. It really does. The coaches' hair on fire. The players' hair is on fire. The enthusiasm is all around. And then the first week preseason game in their first quarter, they flat as a drum. Flat. Second week, practice, enthusiastic, hopping around, music blasting, and everybody dancing and all that type of stuff. Everybody doing that. Second game against Baltimore, come out flat. That's what the resume says so far. I'm praying. I'm hoping that when we get to Philadelphia, that we don't come out like the offense looking like right now. And I know it's not the starters. I get it. I know CD ain't playing. I know Pickett's not playing. No Ferguson not playing. No Dak not playing. No the offensive line not playing. I just hope that we don't come out and have 3 straight 3-and-outs. 4 straight out. If that happens, our defense better be playing like the 85 Chicago Bears, where they shut them down too. I hope they come out flat. But we can't afford looking flat. So there's something that is and Schottenheimer said it yesterday, same thing. That, disappointed how we started the game. I'm hoping that the starters kick it in gear, since we ain't gonna see them until the first week, September the 4th. I'm hoping that they don't come out flat. I'm already in Philadelphia, y'all. Cause see, the Cowboys are playing like that. So I mean, they're the depth is playing preseason as always. There's no surprise. I'm already fast forwarding. I'm in September, y'all. I'm getting ready for the Eagles now. I'm getting ready for the Eagles. I'm already trying to figure out what we need to do to pull it off. I'm already there. I'm not even worried about Atlanta preseason game. The only thing I'm worried about in Atlanta is hopefully nobody get hurt. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing I'm hoping for. Nobody gets hurt. I'm not worried about who playing. I'm not worried about where the starters ain't played. Look, they ain't played this so far. Let them get all the rest they need. Because when it's go time, it's go time. I'm not even worried about the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not worried about we win or lose. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about how vanilla what play calling is. I could care less. All I'm worried about is the guys that are rotational pieces, and even maybe a starter that's gonna start, like Booker played this week. If he gets out there again, which he shouldn't, but if he does, praying that nobody gets hurt. That's the only thing that I'm worried about. I'm not worried about nothing else. I'm on my way to Philly. I'm already telling y'all. What's this? August the 17th. I'm already in Philly. I'm already thinking about it. I'm already thinking about it. And the only thing that's left for me is kind of what Sterling just said right there. That's really what he said right here is the last, once this happens or if it happens, if Parsons signs, before Philly, then I'm going to have no choice but to say, okay, let's go play football now. Whether he in total shape, whether he not, it's just that he needs to be done. He's under contract. He's going to be there sterling anyway. He's not going to give up 1 point. I believe the county, I think he gets paid 1.4. I may be wrong on that. 1.4, $1.5 million a game. I think he gets, his contract is $24 million this year. So if he misses a game, he'll be giving up his game check, which is 1.4, 1.5. I just can't see Parsons giving up that money. I think he's just trying to do what he can do for now, and then at some point, I believe that he's gonna say, okay, well, I'm just gonna play out the year and take it from there, and then the Cowboys can franchise him after that, and 2 years in a row. So I mean, he's stuck. He really has no leverage, but I just cannot see him giving up 1.45, and I don't know his financial thing, and I hate to count man money. I don't want to do that, but I just don't. Based off how he is, I just don't see him, and giving up that. I just can't see it. So I believe he's gonna be ready to go. The question is when, and he knows his body better than anybody. Does he need 2 weeks to get ready? Or does he need a week to get ready? To get, start touching people, in practice, and, getting his body, take a few pops and all that type of stuff. No, it's not the same thing, West Philly. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. You gotta know the history before you say something like that. And since you're an Eagle fan, I know you don't really know the history, so no. Emmitt Smith and Parsons are 2 totally different things. Emmitt Smith, just for instance, was a free agent. He was a free agent. Michael Parsons is not. He's not a free agent. That's the biggest difference. So, Michael Parsons is under contract. Emmitt Smith was not. So that makes a huge difference. It makes all the difference in the world, actually. There's no comparison at all. Hopefully. Hey, John Jones, how you doing? It is what it is. Matthew, I see you. If he likes this team, he better be there week 1. If not, he needs to be gone. That's the problem with this team a lot of time. I'm not going to totally agree with you on that, Matt. His reasoning for doing what he's doing is justified now. Let's not act like he's the first guy to play with 1 year left on his contract, and most players get taken care of because most people want that security. So this is nothing new. Matter of fact, is almost, a lot of people don't do what the Cowboys do. Dak Prescott, for instance, he played out the year, and then he played on a franchise tag and all that type of stuff. Most stars don't have this issue. All you gotta do is look around the league. Just look around. Whether it's offense or defense, the stars of the team, they don't have this issue. In Dallas, you have this issue. Everywhere else, the only person that's going through this with Michael Parsons is Trey Hendrickson, the pass rusher from Cincinnati. They're very similar. They are going through somewhat of the same thing. Both are in their last year. Both have outplayed their contract. Both should be getting some big money. Both of them essentially are playing somewhat the same position. That's the comparison. And both of them are got the same issue. Both of them are there, but they're really not there. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. Most stars don't have to go through this. That's why you saw J.J. Watt get taken care of. T.J. Watt getting taken care of. 1 year left, took care of him. Nick Bosa, a couple years ago, same thing. Myles Garrett, same thing. They got taken care of. Aaron Donald, a few years ago, same thing. He got taken care of. Your quarterbacks, same thing. They get taken care of. They didn't wait. You know, Dak had to do it, but even on this last deal last year, he really didn't have to wait. He got it the day of the game. He got taken care of. So, I mean, CeeDee Lamb got taken care of. Zach Martin, even though he skipped the line, got taken care of. See what I'm saying? So the stars, even there's evidence here in Dallas that says the stars, your foundational players, they get taken care of. I believe this is just nothing but, as usual, entertainment. I believe Michael's gonna get paid. I'm still holding on to that he's gonna get paid before this, it's over with, and it'll just keep going. And I'll say this to Kid Cowboy, Kid Cowboy, you disqualified because you said the same thing about Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb last year when we told you what was going to happen. We told you that Dak was going to get paid before week 1. It was the day of, but guess what? Before kickoff, Dak had his contract. We told you CeeDee Lamb was going to get $34 million. You didn't believe it. You said no way. So you went 0 for 2, and now you talking about not this time. Your accreditation is shot, brother. It sounds like we know Jerry a little bit more, better than you do. So based off what we said was going to happen, and it happened, and then based off what you said was going to happen, and it didn't happen, your accreditation ain't too good. When you finish talking, Kid Cowboy, he's an all-pro. He's a great football player. So you can say whatever you gonna say. He's that. You said Kid Cowboy, I say the tag is coming. Wow. Okay. Won't be the tag will come next year. So we'll see. Well, you have to excuse Kid. I'm nice because I don't really block folks, and Kid Cowboy ain't done nothing for me to block. You can understand why Kid Cowboy has been blocked off just by every Cowboy out for every Cowboy podcast because his takes are they're unbelievable. But you need these type. You need his type in the chat. I like it. It don't bother me because I just ignore him. I choose when to acknowledge Kid Cowboy because I already know what he's gonna say. I can predict it. Yeah. So it is what it is. Man, listen. This week, I'm looking for let me say this. There's still an important position that's still been battled out. Both are going to make the team. But that third cornerback spot is interesting. Childress and Hall. Childress and Hall are battling, y'all. And I think that will be answered possibly in this last preseason game. Now that is still going on. I don't think Israel is in that. If you notice, y'all, they're trying to find a spot for Israel. Israel lined up at safety. Did y'all see that? Israel ain't that, and McCormick ain't never played safety. So they're trying to find a spot for him. So I think Israel is going to make this team. And I mean, they're going to keep both Oak Cliff. But I'm talking about as far as who's going to be the nickel guy. Who's going to be the nickel guy? I like both of them, to be honest with you. I think Childress so far has made probably more plays. Hall got in last night. He had a turnover. Ain't nobody ain't Cowboy fan. We don't want to use the tag on nobody like Michael. You just let Kid Cowboy keep talking. He ain't talking about that. Nobody, we ain't trying to tag him. You gonna handcuff the salary cap for next year if you do that. It's gonna be a huge hit. Just in case you don't know, when you do the salary cap, it's the average of the top two salaries in that particular position. So it's obvious that the two top in that position right now is TJ and Miles. So you average that out, man, come on. What we talking? $39, $40 million hit for the cap next year. It just wouldn't make absolutely no sense. So it's going to happen. They're going to get it done. All right. Childress, we have Sterling, but only problem is now River going to play corner. He ain't going to play safety. But we don't know when River's going to come back. So you can't, when it comes to Diggs and Revel, I'd just be happy if they show up. But in the process, we got to use this thin cornerback room, and take it, for what we have. We ain't going to sign Gilmore. We ain't doing none of that. Let somebody get hurt, of course. Look like we gonna roll what we got. Let the Cowboys do something crazy that I wasn't even thinking of. We're going to do that, and then we're going to roll. So, in a nickel package, let's just forecast, because, like I said, I'm on my way to Philly. I'm in Philly, y'all. So I'm in the nickel package right now. I can see Elam as an outside corner. I can see Bland as an outside. And either Childress or Hall. Pick your choice. Or I can see Elam as an outside corner in the nickel package now. I can see Bland in the slot. And either Childress or Hall as the other outside corner. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I got my eyes on Izzy. I was kind of shocked that they had him as safety a lot. And they didn't let him play corner, considering that he just got an interception in the first game. I was shocked. Excuse me. I was shocked about that. But that tells me that the room is so thin that you got to play some corners out of position. That's what it's telling me. And knowing Eberflus, I trust Eberflus. He may really believe that Izzy probably would be a better safety. He just ain't done it. He just haven't done it. So I believe that we have to kind of look at that. So I'm anxious to see. Now I will say that I'm anxious to see Childress and Hall battle this thing out to the end. So I guess I got to change my statement. I'm not all the way in Philadelphia yet. I need to see that, because that's going to kind of determine some of our packages. And that includes the dime package as well. I don't know if Eberflus really run a dime. Wanye, all these guys, I'm kind of anxious to see that. So if y'all were to look at something, there's still some battles really going on. And they're not necessarily at the bottom. We know that the bottom is still battling, but I think that third cornerback spot is still up for grabs. I may be wrong, but I do see Hall and Childress playing a lot. They're trying to figure this thing out. And I think that that still is in play. So if you were to keep your eyes on something, kind of look at that as we get ready for Atlanta, at least, the preseason game. I think that's something worth looking into. And I'll say this: if Childress and Hall are not what you think they are in the slot cornerback position, go ahead and move Bland down there on the nickel package. I mean, they're not gonna mess with Bland too much. They'll obviously target whoever it is that corner be out there, but you can't have it all. AC, what's up, man? My brother AC in the building. The Philadelphia Eagle content creator himself. Well, and the Cubs. AC Sports. This is my brother here, y'all. AC. Now, we're going to have to do a show together when we play y'all September the 4th. So I need a pregame. Look, I'm putting you on the spot right now. Because you one of the few Philadelphia Eagle fans, number one, that I like. And I listen to you. So I'm going to put you on the spot in front of my crowd here. And AC, it lives in California. So our times are off 2 hours off. I'm going to inbox you, AC. So we're going to have to, even if that means we record it and put it up. So you already know. See, that's my brother, y'all. That's my guy. I'm going to inbox you, AC. There's no other. See, I can talk ball with AC. AC played ball. AC right there, and the Cobb. Y'all need to follow him. AC Sports. AC played college football at UCLA. He played in secondary at UCLA, so he know the game, and he's objective, in some cases. No, I'm kidding. AC is objective, and he's a diehard Philadelphia Eagle fan, and I can talk with him. We can see. He'll say, well, y'all got the advantage on this one. And then I'm the type, y'all know me, I say, well, Philly got the advantage on them. So you say, and his son, I'm sorry. His son plays. I thought your son played with San Jose State, AC. Am I right? And I don't know who DSU is. Is that Delaware State? Yeah. So his son plays, so he'll be in Delaware that week. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Y'all need to find AC. AC Sports. He transferred. Oh. Okay. He transferred to Delaware State. Okay. His son is an outstanding. Let me see. Your son played linebacker. Am I right? AC? Or was he secondary like you? Yeah, I ain't a Cowboy fan. I know. I already knew he went to the portal. Everybody jumping in the portal. That's all right. Hey, play and get paid. I love it. See, I can legally say this since that's what's going on. Hey, see, you ain't got to say nothing. I got it from here. Don't say nothing because you don't need to know y'all business. He played DN or outside linebacker. Exactly. Hey, see, you ain't got to say nothing. I got it from here. Most people going in the portal getting paid. NIL money is there. And let me just put it like this. AC, I know I can come to borrow $20. Boy, that's my guy there. Ain't Cowboy fan. I may need to get you to come. Hey, ain't Cowboy fan. I might even try to include you in on this. You will love AC. Y'all almost kind of mirror. I'm serious. Did the AC Sports, AC Cubs, I'm telling you ain't Cowboy fan. This dude, he the truth, man. I might even get you to come in on the show with that one. We might 2-on-1 with him. He think he bold and cocky anyway, but it'll be objective. We ain't gonna go like that. All right. But AC, it's definitely got to happen. So I'll get with you and we'll see. Even if we have to record it, we might probably do that since you're gonna be with your son there. So I'll do that. Plus, I know you like to have all your equipment. I already know you, AC. You just like me. Look, if I ain't got my stuff, I don't want to just use my cell phone. That's just trash. All right. I'm talking now, so I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate all you guys hanging with me. AC, I will inbox you. Sterling, you watch football? Man, I know you watch it because Sterling, every time you talk, you got some good. Everybody in here watch football. Everybody in here watch it. Sterling Sellers, what are you trying to tell me though when you say that? What are you trying to tell me when you say that? I don't know what you mean. I don't know. AC is a content creator. I don't know if that's what you talking about. I ain't like the angry Cowboy fan. See, the angry Cowboy fan will put his link in here, and then just say, "Hey, whoever want to show up on the show, show up." That includes fans and everybody else. I ain't comfortable with that. Cause look, I'm trying to keep my show on the line. Get a fool on here. I don't want to do that. AC a good man too. AC is a fellow preacher as well. Great preacher, great minister of the gospel. But he just like me, a diehard football fan, diehard sports content creator. Talks about everything. Great dude. Great dude. I can rock with him. Seriously. If he wasn't such an Eagle fan, he could be the co-host of the Big Time show, but I can't deal with him all year. Who isn't a content creator? Well, everybody is, but we're talking on a different level, Kid Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? You may not like us, but I'm saying when you put your money behind, you buy these microphones like you said, and when you have a show, you have built a platform, when you have multiple followers, I'm talking about thousands of followers that, listen, then we're talking about a total different level of content creator. I ain't talking about just putting posts up on Facebook and you get a few likes and all that type of stuff. No, I'm talking about like you're getting paid by platforms to do this stuff. I'm getting paid, I'm making no secret. All my channels are monetized. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you the different level. AC, I believe his shows are monetized. The Angry Cowboy fan, his shows are monetized. That means that the platform that we're using pay us for our content. That's just a different level. It ain't $5,000 a month, and it ain't a whole lot of money at all, but it's something. You know what I'm saying? And you can build toward. So it's a different level. So yes, you're true in what you're saying that everybody is a content creator. If you have a Facebook account, you are a content creator. If you have a YouTube channel, you are a content creator. If you got a TikTok page, you got an Instagram page, you are a content creator. But there's levels to this. And I'm not saying, Kid Cowboy, if you have a show, I ain't know nothing about it. I would have followed you a long time ago. So I didn't know you had a show. And now if you just got a YouTube channel, but you ain't putting no content on it, then you're not on this level. Let me say that. That's what I'm saying. We just got. And speaking of which, follow the Angry Cowboy fan. Follow AC, AC Sports. That's what it is. AC Sports. No, those are only two that I seen in here right now. If there's any other content creators in here, put your show down. I'll holler you out. I'm not selfish at all. Never have been. I ain't worried about that. I know what Kid Cowboy is. I just let him talk. I told you. See, you don't have to worry about trolls, y'all. You just pick and choose when you acknowledge it. See, you let them do what they do, and if there's some in the chat that want to argue, y'all argue. I don't mind. I just pick and choose when I acknowledge. I already know what they gonna say. It's just the truth. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm cool like that. I don't do it. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. AC is a diehard Eagle fan. Oh, ain't no doubt about it. I could have told you that. Maybe some of y'all looking at his page, AC Sports. But he does a whole lot more than just talk Philly football. He talks everything. I'm talking about AC talk tennis, AC talk boxing, AC talks football, basketball. I mean, he's a more rounded content creator. But he loves his Eagles though. He's a college football guy. He played college football at UCLA. So I'm saying he's more versed than what I am. I mean, I could talk about everything too. I just choose to talk about the Cowboys and the Lakers. That's what I built my brand on, the Cowboys and the Lakers. That's what I do. But I could talk it. For instance, like this. Any golf fans in here? Real quick. I'm just having fun now. I done talked about this preseason. Any golf fans in here? See, I could talk about Scotty Scheffler. Good Lord, another whole hour and a half. If you're a golf fan, then you understand what I'm saying. Man, look, Scotty Scheffler, man, is just Scotty Scheffler is incredible, man. I mean, he is a dog. You see, everybody don't watch golf. See, I sit and watch golf the whole tournament, shot by shot. I love it. Most people just want to deal with the Ryder Cup. No, I can watch a tournament. Man, look, Scotty Scheffler, man. What I saw today again, look, he came in down 4 and won, I think, by 2. I mean, just look. He's as dominant as what we haven't seen a guy like this for a span of time. Don't get me wrong, because some of y'all gonna go crazy right here. Thank you, Sterling. He has been on one of them Tiger Woods type 2000 type runs. Like, it's him against the field. That's about where we at now. This dude is incredible. A pure dog. I know y'all ain't used to that. A golfer equals dog. Okay, well, you ain't watching the sport. So you know what I'm saying? Listen, Scotty Scheffler is the truth. I mean, dominant. No, but see, Kid Cowboy, of course he can't. He got a long way to go before he gets a Tiger Woods status. He got to win a whole lot more. But for these last 3 to 4 years, these last 3 years in particular, man, this dude has been special. And that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you're not a golf fan and you not watching it, then you don't understand what I say right there. Okay. End of that discussion. I'm just talking. All right, listen. Let's get ready for Atlanta. Last preseason game. Let's look. Everybody pray over. It's okay to pray. Pray over the Cowboys and their health, especially our starters. Because I'm not. If I'm gonna do a quick recap, I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable with what we have as rotation. I'm not comfortable with our backups. I'm not comfortable. We still getting ran on. And some of those guys are going to be guys that will be playing on the roster. They will be. Hey, and it is what it is. I ain't a Cowboy fan. Don't worry about it. Kid Cowboy talks so much. This is what I do to Kid Cowboy. I'm going to do it again. Kid Cowboy, you already should know what's coming. See, I don't have to troll. Kid Cowboy. This is what I do to him. Because if you notice, he can't stand Dak Prescott. And he cheered for Trey Lance. He thought Trey Lance was better than Dak. He thought Trey Lance should have started last year. See, we used to talk like that. And he was glad Cooper Rush got in and said Cooper Rush was better. He said all that. But we all know better. But this is what he do. He advocates. He really was saying Joe Milton was better than Dak too. He was saying all that too. But this right here is what shut him down right here. Ladies and gentlemen, there's breaking news that has just come across my phone. I've already got it set up for you. And in particular, this is to Kid Cowboys. We close out the show. There it is at the bottom. I ain't got to say nothing. I just keep talking about everything else. See how I do this, Kid Angry Cowboy fan? See, I'll be talking about something else. Listen, let's get ready for Atlanta Falcons. See, he can't stand it. He can't stand it. He can't stand it. He can't stand it. He can't stand Angry Cowboy fan. Look, Angry Cowboy fan, that's all I do right there. See, I ain't got to say nothing else. See, I'll be talking about let's get ready for Atlanta. Let's get ready for Childress and Hall, as I said before. Let's get ready for it. Joe Milton will get another chance to start. I believe that. I believe he's going to play the majority of the game, if not all of it. He gets to shine. And let's see if he can change the narrative that at least that I have for him. I don't think that he's ready to go. I don't think that if it was me, I wouldn't have him as our number 2 quarterback. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I have Will Grier. I think Will Grier is better. That ain't saying a lot, but I just think he's better. I think he's more equipped to be our number 2 quarterback. That's what I believe. And Joe has one last shot to get it done. You see what I'm saying? And I don't think that we're going to really find out about this vaunted running game yet, because it's not about. Shotty has said that it ain't about. See, when he said that this is all about Joe Milton and evaluating him, then that eliminated the running game thing right there. He said we wanted to see him sling the ball around. So the running game was not it was not thought of for these games. See what I'm saying? So I would think that game plan will still be the same coming up for this last preseason game. So we just see Joe slinging around again. We ain't gonna find out about this running game until week 1, if we can run against Philly, if we can. So let's just hold off. This is not what it's gonna look like week 1. I think that there's a difference between Joe Milton and Dak. There's a difference between Ryan Flournoy and CeeDee Lamb. There's a difference between Jalen Tolbert and George Pickens. You see what I'm saying? It's a difference. There's a difference between TJ Bass and Tyler Smith. You see what I'm saying? It's a difference. BB ain't played at all. You know what I'm saying? So let's kind of don't attribute to what you're seeing now and try to attribute that to our starters, because no, you can't do that. Can't do that. It is. All right. Appreciate y'all. We will holler at y'all. I was going to try to do tomorrow morning, but I don't have to, since I did tonight with the ride. Most of you have been with me in the ride early in the morning as I drive in to work. But tomorrow morning, I got to be at the job at 6 in the morning, which means that I would have to do the show at 5 something in the morning. Now, y'all ain't nowhere in the world I'm coming on live at 5:20 in the morning doing the show. It just ain't going to happen. I'm not going to even do y'all like that. Y'all ain't going to get up anyway. It would be interesting, though, to see who was up at 5:20 in the morning and tune in to hear some Dallas Cowboy talk. It would be interesting, but I'm not gonna do that. So this account for tomorrow. I'll be with you guys probably something happened tomorrow night. Well, no, I would not be with you tomorrow night. Just turn on the live notifications. Turn on the live notifications. Hit that bell, and then I'll hang with you guys, man. Sterling said, I'm up. Appreciate you, man. I ain't a Cowboy fan. Man, you know you my guy. Great content creator. If you ain't following him, y'all should. Everybody should be following Angry Cowboy fan. Great content creator. It is what it is. All right. I'm gonna holler at y'all. See y'all when I see you. All right. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the one and the only, the Big Time Show.